Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Taya's Turning Pages. I know y'all are probably tired of seeing this hat. Trust me, I'm tired of seeing it too. I haven't had the chance to get my braids refreshed. I actually have an appointment coming up very soon, so this will be no more. But for the time being, I am gonna have to rock a beanie for the next couple of videos. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, I am going to go over all of the books that I hope to read for the month of March. Like I mentioned in my February TBR / hopefuls video, that's exactly what these books are. They're hopefuls. Moving forward, I really am going to try to limit my TBRs and really rein it in because I am a mood reader through and through. A lot of the times I will say that I want to read this book for the month and then I don't end up doing it because I'm in the mood for something else. And so I really don't want to like feel guilty about that or obviously say that I'm going to do something and I don't do it. So that's why I'm rebranding these as hopefuls, so that way there's no expectations, the stakes are low, and we can keep this as casual as possible. Now I will say that one of these books is for sure getting read during the month of March because I am going to film a reading vlog for it and I'm actually starting that reading vlog today. So that will definitely be checked off on my TBR for the month. There were a few books that I have left over from February that I'm probably going to take into this month as well as, you know, the rest of the year. So just keep all of that in mind. So the first book that I have here, I actually don't have the physical copy of it because it's back in my apartment, but I am going to pop up a picture on the screen, and it is Winds of the Storm by Beverly Jenkins. So I already talked about this book and surprise, surprise, didn't read it in February. I tried, y'all. I really did, but life was lifing. I want to read at least one Beverly Jenkins book a month. If I have the time and if I have the mental capacity for it, I am going to try to throw in another Beverly Jenkins book so that way I can like just knock out 2 for the month, but we'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I'm just going to quickly read the synopsis here just in case you didn't check out my February TBR and you don't have any idea as to what this book is about. This is the second book in the LeVeque family series, which is also known as the House of LeVeque series, I'm pretty sure. But the first book in the series is called Through the Storm. But Winds of the Storm is the second book, like I said. And the synopsis right here says, Archer LeVeque owes his life to the woman who rescued him from certain death at the height of the Civil War, a woman known only as the Butterfly. Now, in the dark waning days of Reconstruction, he needs the courageous and beautiful former spy in more ways than before. Zara Lafayette thinks her days of intrigue are far behind her, until she is asked to go on one more mission. Posing as an infamous madam in New Orleans, Zara must gather information to ensure the safety of the South's freedmen. The last thing she expected was to see Archer LeVeque again. He is as arrogant as he is handsome, but there is something about this dusky and debonair hotelier that sends her senses singing. Zara knows she will need to guard her secrets, but no peril awaiting her compares with the treachery of Zara's own heart. For, Lord help her, she burns to taste the man and to lose herself in his powerful embrace. So, like I said in my February TBR, this book sounds like it's going to be really steamy, really romantic, really passionate, and also just very adventurous considering the fact that this takes place during the Reconstruction era right after the Civil War. So even though I'm annoyed that I didn't get to this in the month of February, I am really happy that I have this book to look forward to during this month. Another book that I'm hoping to read this month, I don't have the physical copy of it yet, but it is Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. I talked about this book in my anticipated releases for January 2024 video. I'm a huge fan of Stacey Willingham's books. Stacey Willingham is really good at writing Southern Gothic mystery thriller books. So right here, the synopsis says, Lucy Sharp is larger than life, magnetic, addictive, bold, and dangerous. Especially for Margot, who meets Lucy at the end of their freshman year at a liberal arts college in South Carolina. Margot is the shy one, the careful one, always the sidekick and never the center of attention. But when Lucy singles her out at the end of the year, a year Margot spent studying and playing it safe, and asks her to room together, something in Margot can't say no. Something daring, or starved, or maybe even envious. And so Margot finds herself living in an off-campus house with 3 other girls. Lucy, the ringleader, Sloane, the sarcastic one, and Nicole, the nice one. The 3 of them opposites, but also deeply intertwined. It's a year that finds Margot finally coming out of the shell she's been in since the end of high school, when her best friend Eliza died 3 weeks after graduation. Margot and Lucy have become the closest of friends, but by the middle of their sophomore year, one of the frat boys from the house next door has been brutally murdered, and Lucy Sharp is missing without a trace. Like all of these other books, I'm looking forward to diving into this one. I'm going to try to get a physical copy of this soon. The next books that I have here are a part of the same duology, and it is These Violent Delights duology, or duet, by Chloe Gong. So I actually showed this in my collective book haul video, but I said in that video that I've always eyed this duet and I've always been intrigued by it. And so I finally decided to buy it on Amazon one day because they were having a really crazy sale when it came to their hardcovers. I got both of these books for only $20, so I couldn't pass that up. But I'm really looking forward to diving into this duet and to see what it's giving. So this is the first book, which is These Violent Delights. And then the second book right here is Our Violent Ends. And these books are chunky. These are thick, especially Our Violent Ends. So right here, the back says, the year is 1926, and Shanghai hums to the tune of debauchery. A blood feud between 2 gangs runs the streets red, leaving the city helpless in the grip of chaos. At the heart of it all is 18-year-old Juliet Kai, a former flapper who has returned to assume her role as the proud heir of the Scarlet Gang, a network of criminals far above the law. Their only rivals in power are the White Flowers, who have fought the Scarlets for generations. And behind every move is their heir, Roma Montagov, Juliet's first love and first betrayal. But when gangsters on both sides show signs of instability culminating in clawing their own throats out, the people start to whisper of a contagion, a madness, of a monster in the shadows. As the deaths stack up, Juliet and Roma must set their guns and grudges aside and work together, for if they can't stop this mayhem, then there will be no city left for either to rule. Yeah, I'm seated. I'll let you guys know my thoughts, of course. And the second to last book that I have here is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I finished Final Offer in January. I really wanted to be sure that I didn't put too much time in between finishing that book and reading this one. I really need to get better at reading series closer together. Lauren Asher did announce on her Instagram that she will be releasing the second book in this series, I think in June. I do plan on going in her backlist and reading her F1 series, but I want to film a reading vlog for that. And so this is the first book in the Lakefront Billionaire series. You are actually introduced to the main male character, Juliet, in Final Offer, which is the last book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. Only things that I know about the story is that it follows an interior designer, and it also follows Julian, who is, I think, like a real estate developer. Right here on the back it says, if I ever caught on fire, Dahlia Munoz would fan the flames with a smile.
Look how she ate that.
So, when she returns to Lake Wisteria, I fully intend to avoid the interior designer. At least, until my meddling mother exploits my savior complex. The faster I help Dahlia find her creative spark, the sooner she will leave town. But while I was busy getting rid of Dahlia, I overlooked one potential issue. What happens if I want her to stay? Dahlia. People say the devil has many faces, but I know only one. Julian Lopez, my childhood rival and family frenemy. I vowed to steer clear of him while recovering from my broken engagement. But then the billionaire makes an irresistible offer. Renovate a historic house together and triple our profits. Our temporary truce becomes compromised as we face years worth of denied attraction and mixed emotions. Giving into our desire is inevitable, but falling in love, that isn't a part of the plan. Really looking forward to diving into this. The last book that I have here is the book that I plan on doing a reading vlog for, and it is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This is the second book in the Skyland series, with the first book being Before I Let Go. So you are actually introduced to the main character, Soledad, in this story in Before I Let Go. As you can see here, this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and this is also signed by Kennedy Ryan because I actually went to her book signing. I will talk more about that experience in my reading vlog, so definitely make sure you stay tuned for that, because yes, I did meet Kennedy Ryan, finally. I finally met my goat, y'all. And I also got to speak with her a bit, and I even got to ask her a question during the Q&A portion. So I'm really excited to get into all of that with you guys, but like I said, make sure you stay tuned for that video. I am just going to read the synopsis on the back here. So right here it says, Soledad Barnes has her life all planned out, because of course she does. She plans everything, she fixes everything, but she's never met a party she couldn't host or a charge she couldn't lead. But none of her varied talents help when the life she built with the man who was supposed to be her forever goes poof in a cloud of betrayal and disillusion. There's no time to grieve. She's too busy keeping a roof over her daughter's heads and food on the table. And in the process of saving them all, Soledad rediscovers herself. From the ashes of a life burned to the ground, something bold and new can rise. But when Judah Cross, brilliant single dad and absolute last man she should want but can't seem to resist, enters the picture, can she trust him? Can she trust herself? After all she's lost and found, is she brave enough to take a risk for what could be? So similar to Before I Let Go and all of Kennedy Ryan's books, I know that this is going to be very emotional, very hard-hitting. I just know that I'm going to need some tissues for this book. I really empathize with Soledad and her situation. I can't wait to kick off this reading vlog. Alright, y'all, and those are all of the books that I currently have at the top of mind when it comes to my March TBR/hopefuls. Like I said earlier, there are some books that I have left over from February that I would like to bring into this month. Also, before I close out this video, I did just want to say I didn't finish as many books as I would have liked to finish during the month of February, so I might just add those books into my March wrap-up video, just make that a longer video. And if I don't do that, maybe I'll do like a recent reads instead. Make sure you follow me over on Bookstagram, and of course subscribe to my channel here because I do update my community tab regularly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me and my channel out. And lastly, please make sure you follow me on Bookstagram as well as Storygraph. I will leave all of that information linked down below, as well as at the end of the video like I always do. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!